stoppage, that was a great stoppage.
A lot of people are saying Moses, he started to blow a little bit. Did you see that he was maybe tiring, or did you feel like there was a consistency of intensity in his fight?
It's a fight. He found the shots. What can I say? Great prospect. Yeah.
What else, Frank? I think he's got to just let the dust settle. There's a lot of things happening in the next couple of months in the heavyweight division, and then we'll see. But, you know, he's back.
Daniel Dubois is not wasting a single second after that war with Fabio Wardley. Most fighters would be talking about recovery, but Dubois is already looking straight toward Moses Itauma. That tells you everything about his mentality right now. He believes he is the king of this new heavyweight era, and he wants the biggest young name immediately. 23931.
Stan, before you go, do you want to see him fight Alexander Usyk again?
No, I want to see him fight this giant. I don't mind fighting, but congratulations.
What do you think of the fight?
Daniel Dubois was admitting how hard that fight really was, and giving Fabio Wardley full respect for surviving those brutal rounds. But even after going through that war, Dubois still sounds hungry and confident. Now, after proving his heart on the biggest stage, he wants to check Moses Itauma's chin next and show everyone he is still the most dangerous heavyweight in Britain right now.
Took my shots, and you know, God just tested me in that fight. You know, I had to go through my inner battle after coming off the back of a loss, so I was a bit nervy in there, but what a warrior.
Moses Itauma wanted Fabio Wardley to win and made it clear he was leaning in that direction during his prediction. He also expected an early finish because both fighters are known for serious punching power. At the same time, he avoided directly committing to the winner, suggesting there is already a planned direction for his own career depending on how the fight plays out.
Right, Moses, it's a big 50-50 tonight, but I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your prediction?
I think Fabio's going to win. I want him to win, and I think that's probably where my money's going to be. But more kind of selfishly because it puts me in a better position.
And rounds?
I think it's going to be an early fight. Yeah, I think it's going to be an early fight. I think regardless, you can't have two big punches like that and not have an early fight, you know?
And the question on everyone's lips is, are you fighting the winner?
I won't be fighting the winner, no. But if Fabio wins, it puts me in a better position.
Why won't you be fighting the winner?
I don't know how to properly media-trained answer this question. I'm trying to give like a political answer, but I just don't have one. Nah, it's kind of things that you can't control outside the ring, and we've kind of got a plan if Fabio does win, which is tasty. So yeah, like I said, I'm very much rooting for Fabio.
Don Charles sees this matchup as a very close and dangerous one, where both fighters would have to fully execute their game plan to win. He respects the rising heavyweights coming through, but still believes Daniel Dubois has the power and presence to beat most of them on his night.
So, if you put him in against Daniel Dubois?
Good question and hard question. Who brings and implements their game plan on the night? It will be a very tight fight. All the current live heavyweights who are coming through,
Derek Chisora points straight towards Daniel Dubois as the clear favorite in this matchup, mainly because of his world champion status and proven experience at the top level. He also hints that even though Dubois can be unpredictable at times, his current position in boxing still puts him ahead of the younger challenge coming through.
Who do you think wins between Dubois and Itauma?
Right now, the odds, the favourites, Daniel is the world champion, so I think Daniel, yeah. But we know Itauma how he is. But the era of Ken Davis is down, fellas. Get it right.
Don Charles is completely overwhelmed after witnessing an absolute war between two heavyweight warriors. He describes it as a throwback fight where both men showed real heart and toughness from start to finish. In his eyes, neither fighter truly lost because the night belonged to boxing itself, delivering one of the most entertaining heavyweight battles in recent memory.
my thoughts, I'm still trying to recover. I need my heart checked. Yeah, I'm getting old, you know, from all this excitement. Yeah, but basically, what were my thoughts? What a magical, epic fight between two warriors, two gladiators. There was no losers in there tonight, in my opinion. Boxing won. There was no losers in there. Yes, we're going home with the belt, but Fabio, I mean, they don't make. I said to him after, they don't make men like him anymore. They don't. Yeah, it's a throwback. It really is. And so is Daniel. And boxing won because for the neutrals, whoa, that lived up to expectations. In fact, more. It delivered more. Yeah? So, no, God is...
Derek Chisora is full of praise for Daniel Dubois, highlighting his toughness even while taking heavy shots during the fight. He emphasizes Dubois' refusal to quit and his ability to break Fabio Wardley down through sheer persistence and power. Chisora also strongly supports Dubois focusing on defending his title and building his career instead of rushing into other big matchups too early.
What about Daniel Dubois? And Daniel was fucking amazing. He was getting hit, but he was not quitting. He didn't have the quit in his eyes this day. You see, we wanted to win the fight. And he just fucking body gumption, carried on, mushed Fabio down, mushed him, and then at the end, he got his man.
Do you think he gets a third fight with Usyk?
No, I don't want to see the third fight with Usyk. I want him to defend the title, make some money, defend it, and then fight Usyk.
Like Itauma?
No, I don't want to see him with no Itauma.
Who do you think wins between Dubois and Itauma?
Right now, the favourites, Daniel is the world champion, so I think Daniel, yeah. But we know Itauma how he is.
Fraser Clark describes Daniel Dubois as a pure warrior in a brutal heavyweight battle that was more about heart than technical perfection. He acknowledges that while the fight wasn't the most polished display, it delivered exactly what fans came for: intensity, blood, and drama. Clark also points out that Dubois has clearly learned and improved from tough moments like the knockdown, making him even more dangerous moving forward.
I said he's going to come out faster, yeah, but Daniel recovered well. He's learned. He's learned from his knockdowns before. He's learned a lot, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's done well, Fabio.
Put him over, Dubois got back up. Dubois was nervous as anything. Felt bad for him in the first round. He was really jittery. Fabio probably really, looking back, I should have just jumped all over him, but Dubois, as great as Dubois is, and he's a fantastic fighter. On top, he's probably the best heavyweight in the world on top. You know, Usyk befuddled him, and you know he can get beat Dubois because he's a real enigma, to be honest. I'm a big fan of him, but he's there. He's just...
Derek Chisora makes a very serious point about the punishment being taken in that fight, suggesting the damage had reached a level where the referee should have stepped in earlier. He focuses on the visible injury and the danger factor rather than just the competitiveness of the bout, showing concern for fighter safety in a brutal heavyweight exchange.
Listen, the fight was supposed to stop in round 10 because his nose was bleeding so badly.
What's next to them? Are they having a rematch clause? If not, who do you want to see him fight?
Nobody wants to see the rematch.
It was just incredible. I couldn't believe what I was watching at times there. I mean, listen, it was all going wrong at the start, wasn't it? When Fabio put him down a couple of times, but Daniel showed the heart of a lion in there. Got it together, got behind his jab, and really started busting Fabio up. And by the way, Fabio Wardley is one hard bastard. My God, what a hard man. So is Daniel Dubois. Two very, very tough, strong men going at it for the world heavyweight title.
Dominic Ingle breaks down just how special and brutal this heavyweight clash really was, praising both Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois for the heart they showed. He highlights Wardley's refusal to quit even under extreme punishment, while also pointing out Dubois' composure under pressure. Despite fatigue setting in, Dubois stayed disciplined, adjusted his approach, and managed the fight intelligently to control the later stages. It was not just a physical battle but a mental war where both men kept digging deeper when it mattered most, making it one of the most memorable heavyweight fights in recent times.
I'll tell you what, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit, his corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag, he looked dead on his feet. But what a...
Derek Chisora explains how Daniel Dubois turned early adversity into dominance after being dropped in the first round. Despite the knockdown, Dubois stayed calm, trusted his power, and slowly broke the fight back in his favor. Chisora also criticizes Fabio Wardley's approach, pointing out the lack of jab work and technical discipline. In his view, Dubois showed the mentality of a true champion by responding to pressure and proving why he belongs at the top level of heavyweight boxing.
Daniel got dropped in the first round, and I said, he's winning the fight. Everybody around me looked at me like, what? I'm like, he's winning the fight. And then guess what he did? He fucking won the fight. He just bit bodies, gumshoe, and carried on.
What about that first knockdown? What did he do with Fabio Wardley?
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything we've seen before. You know, and today, Sam Smith was right. He goes, you're only a world champion until you fight a real fighter.
Daniel Dubois reflects on the mindset required to survive and succeed at elite heavyweight level, explaining how moments of adversity force a fighter to dig deep mentally. He admits that pressure and setbacks act as a wake-up call, pushing him into a darker, more focused state where he can reset and take control of the fight. It shows a fighter who understands that raw power alone is not enough, and that mental strength and resilience are just as important when competing at the top of boxing.
Yeah, I needed that slap just to wake up, you know, stay in reality, you know, just not slip. You know, I got to dig deep. And as a warrior, you have to dig deep because you've got to go to that dark place and come out on top.
David Haye gives massive praise to both fighters for delivering a heavyweight war that kept fans fully engaged from start to finish. He highlights the constant back-and-forth action, the bravery, and the willingness of both men to empty the tank in the ring. In his eyes, this is exactly what heavyweight boxing should look like: pure action, high drama, and fighters willing to risk everything for victory. It is the kind of fight that reminds fans why the division remains the most exciting in boxing.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times.
David Itauma breaks down the tactical side of Daniel Dubois' performance, explaining how the jab became the key weapon that changed the fight. Even after being dropped, Dubois did not panic and instead found rhythm through his jab, which constantly disrupted Wardley's right-hand attacks. This small adjustment built his confidence and allowed him to take control gradually. It shows how Dubois is evolving not just as a puncher, but as a smart fighter who can adapt mid-fight and break opponents down systematically.
I don't think he fought old demons when he got dropped. But I think he started to think old demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That there was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab as the rounds.
The heavyweight division is now sitting on a dangerous turning point where Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma are slowly becoming the names everyone is forced to talk about. Dubois has already proven he can survive chaos, recover from knockdowns, and still break elite opponents down with pressure and power. On the other side, Moses Itauma represents the future with speed, confidence, and a mindset that shows no fear of big names. If Dubois wins this next wave of fights, he will fully cement himself as the king of this new era and push himself into even bigger global fights. But if Moses Itauma shocks the world, it changes everything instantly and the entire heavyweight landscape gets rewritten overnight because a new star would rise faster than expected. Mentally, Dubois looks like the fighter who has already been through fire and learned how to stay calm inside it, while Itauma looks like the young lion who believes he belongs at the top right now. The real question is who wants it more when they finally collide in this growing storm of hype and pressure. This is not just about power, it is about identity, legacy, and survival at the top level of boxing. Now it is your turn to speak. Do you think Daniel Dubois' dominance continues, or does Moses Itauma step in and change everything? Comment your prediction below and join the debate because this rivalry is only getting started.